Right, another bright and breezy day. Had some nice temperatures here. We're looking during the day, it's been sort of 14s, and overnight average sort of 7 or 8 degrees, so it's been quite nice. Feels like spring. We are end of March now. I've been putting some new plantings in, and I'm just going to focus this video on the palm tree here, which is the Livistona chinensis. We know it's not the hardiest palm, but this particular one I brought as a house plant a couple of years back, and over the winters I've been sort of hardening it off to cooler temperatures, and this winter actually spent the whole winter in the polytunnel over here somewhere. Can't really see because the sun's a bit bright. So that's in the polytunnel. Actually saw -3, and there's a damp wet as well, so I'm surprised it's fared so well, to be honest. But this is why I've got no problem planting it out, fairly early on in the season. So let's have a look at it. So this spot on the leaves is down to the dampness in the polytunnel. If that's kept dry and cold, that probably would have looked a bit better. But we do get damp, cold winters here, so that's not a bad thing to get it used to. And that I was surprised how well it done, to be fair, over the winter. And we are getting some decent sized fronds on this now. It is actually 4 palms. I did toy with the idea of trying to separate them, but to be honest, a lot of palms, when they've been grown from basically seeds in a confined pot, the roots are so intertwined that chances are you'll probably kill at least 1 or 2, if not all of them, by trying to divide them. So we'll have a nice full clump, and eventually you'll always get invariably one that will sort of dominate and the others will just sort of stay a bit smaller, but that's not a problem. So yes, we've got the Livistona chinensis in. We're not out of the frost possibilities yet. I mean, that we can get frost up till end of April into May sometimes, but I will chuck a bit of fleece over it or something if we do get a frost. But at the minute, like I say, we've got no frost forecast, so this is why I'm happy to get it in the ground, and we'll see how it goes. And I know with a little bit of protection, these are absolutely fine outside. I had a lot smaller one than this out for 4 years, and I did get up just down to the fact that it did take a damage on a couple of leaves, and it took a couple of leaves for them, a couple of leaves grown over the summer to come back again, and that never really sort of gained anything. But at this sort of size, I think that should fare a bit better over the winters. So that's my theory behind that. Like I say, that's done well. Survived the polytunnel over winter. That is not heated at all. Let's see, -3, and like I say, really minimal damage. We've got a couple of brown tips on some of the higher up fronds, but like I say, you get further down and the fronds are looking pretty good, pretty pristine, to be fair. So we will see how that goes. This is in a position where it gets morning to midday sun, and in the afternoon it'll be shaded by the fence behind. So that is the idea behind that, and we'll see see how that fares throughout the summer, and hopefully it'll put on a bit of growth. So we can see the trunks. There's, like I say, there's 4 in there, and the one at the back is actually showing like it's going to be predominant at the minute. It's the biggest trunk, followed by a 2 at front, and there's a small one in the middle. So that's not a bad thing. Like I say, you'll get one that'll get really big, and 1 or 2 will maybe get big, and then the other 2 might stay a bit small, but that'll give you a good sort of multi-story canopy, as it were. So yeah, pleased to get that one in. I had a big spot there. I mean, I think I just had sort of hostas, and along this board I sort of relied a bit too heavily on sort of house plants throughout the summer to go in the border, and it looks really nice in the summer, but over winter it looks a bit bare. So we've got a nice chunk of green there. Right, we'll leave it at that. I may do another video on some of the other plantings I've done. Thanks for watching.